The light-hearted story has it that a pastor, not our pastor, went to the ambo one day, and before giving his homily, in frustration, he addressed the congregation and said, "With regard to the fundraising we've been working on for the last 2 years, for our badly needed new roof, I have good news and I have bad news. The good news," he said, "is that we have more than enough money to replace the entire roof. The bad news," he said, "is that after 2 years, the money is still in your pockets." Our roof is fine, by the way. Jesus tells us today that we should not serve two masters, those two masters being God and mammon, or money. He never says not to have money, but instead to be aware of the importance of God and money, and be able to identify between the real value of each one in our lives. But even when we do identify that God is the source and summit of our whole life, with money being a distant second, money can still be a real worry or a concern for many. And when money is not an issue, still there seems to be plenty to worry about. One might argue that not to worry almost shows a lack of concern for the things we really should be concerned about. Jesus himself was no stranger to worry and anxiety, and we can certainly learn from him in how he dealt with this stress. In the Garden of Gethsemane, on the night before his passion and his death, he felt great inner pain. He felt that his passion would be too much for him, and he prayed, "My soul is sorrowful, even unto death." At first, he asked the Father to remove the challenge ahead. "My Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me." But in the depth of his prayer, he found the strength to face the brutality that lay ahead and to say, "Not as I will, but as you will." Through moments of deep prayer and meditation, just like Jesus, we can gain the strength to face the challenges, worries, and anxieties of life that may lurk in our future. Ronald Reagan coined a great phrase, "Trust, but verify." We can trust in the Lord and what he promises, but through our humanity, we also seek some form of verification. Verification that his love for each one of us really exists. Nowhere is that love portrayed with such greater intensity than in our first reading today, when God speaks through the prophet Isaiah. He says, "Can a mother forget her infant, be without tenderness for the child of her womb? Even should she forget, I will never forget." Have you ever noticed the innate ability of a mother to unconditionally love her child, oftentimes in the face of what appears to be insurmountable challenges and exasperating disbeliefs? Many among us possibly being the proverbial Exhibit A for that theory at some point in our lives. Now, I'm not saying that fathers don't have the ability to love their children. Of course they do. But there's something different, something special about a mother's love for her child. Her love is evident in her sacrifices, her concerns, her struggles, her disbelief, her tenacity, and oftentimes her tears. Yet God assures us that even if a mother should lose such love for her child, he would never lose his love for each one of us. Finally, Jesus says, "Do not worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow will take care of itself." Our call today is to walk with the Lord today, to focus on the Lord today, to pray to the Lord today. And if we should make it through today, and please God we all will, our walk with the Lord tomorrow, with all its worries and the prayers that accompany those worries, doesn't start until tomorrow. To adopt the philosophy that's often used in the battle against addiction, one day at a time, Lord Jesus.